Coming up, I build and some tests of a hybrid LaserSaber Super Dual Ringer Looper. Welcome back to this small work table, and today we're going to look at a bit of a classic. It'll be the LaserSaber SJR Looper. Here are the two circuits that I'll be basing this on, the version 3 and also his version 4.0. So back at the table here, I've already wound the coil. What I've got is the first layer is 600 turns of 38 AWG, and then over the top in the same direction 200 turns of 30 AWG. I've got a piece of board here and I'm going to glue this to the board and then put the rest of the components on. The idea for this project today is to see if we can get similar light output to what he showed using a small capacitor and see if we can get a decent runtime from the circuit. The turns themselves are wound on a ferrite rod. I've got a piece of paper around that and then I've put the winds on top. I've glued the coil to the piece of board there and I've got the components arranged. Now what I'm going to do is to use these little socket parts, both for the electrolytic capacitors that I'll be testing and also for the ceramic capacitor. So that should allow some changes. For the variable resistor, I've got a 2 megaohm pot here, a 205. I'll see how that goes, but that might need to be changed as well. I don't know yet. Right, I'll put everything together on this board. I'm partway through building the circuit and I've realised really I should use one of those connectors, a 3-pin one, or at least I've cut it down to 3 pins, for the transistor as well, because I do have some MPSA 18s on order, haven't got any yet, so I want to try different transistors on this. I'll start off with a 2N2222. Here we are with it completed, and what I've got is the 2 megaohm pot turned right the way round for testing, so it is on 2 megaohms. I've got a 104 capacitor in there at the moment, 100 microfarads electrolytic as the power source, and a 2N2222 is in there for testing as well. It is actually running at the moment from that 100 microfarad capacitor. Here's the back of it. I've actually got a piece of plastic on the back so you can keep it elevated a little bit. But there's the connections. The pot itself actually goes to the collector and the base. Otherwise I had to hold a couple of different places to get the thing to actually come on, but now it does run fine. What I'm going to do is show it running from this tiny 100 microfarad capacitor on several different ceramic caps. These will be on the screen as well as a stopwatch for what seems to deliver the best running, a 2.2 microfarad ceramic. I'll start it off each time with the time-honoured 9-volt battery touch, and let's go. So here is the 2.2 microfarad ceramic capacitor. There we go, just touch it on there like that, release. And now we'll watch the stopwatch and I'll show the other ones being tested. First of all we have the 33 PF, which when I released the 9-volt battery just faded down. It did pretty much nothing. Next along the 680 picofarads, and that one was actually okay. It was a constant light and it ran for about a minute. So yeah, that one wasn't awful. Next along the 10UF. Now that's the biggest ceramic capacitor I've got. There was constant light, it would flash really brightly, and that's where we're getting into Goldilocks territory. It would flash so brightly that it actually only lasted about a minute and a half. But yeah, the flashing, as you can see, was really very bright indeed, and there was the constant light. And here we have something in between if you want constant light. So 0.1 microfarads, that's a 104 as written on the ceramic capacitor, and that one gave the constant light and would run for about 3 minutes, somewhere like that, 3.5. So not a bad one at all. I'll leave that one running in the top right while we have just a check and see what's going on at the bottom here. We're at a minute 28 now on the 225. The light is constant, but it's very dim at this point. What's mainly happening is the flashes every few seconds, and they are of quite a nice intensity. You can just about see the lights, and they kind of fade down a little in this close-up shot before then they flash really brightly. LaserSaber really did come up with a winner of a circuit, didn't he, in these SJR loopers. I mean, this one's running on just that 100 microfarad capacitor, which is startlingly efficient. I mean, sure, my coil here has got 600 turns on the first layer and 200 turns on the second layer, and so it did take hours to wind, but the result is something that knocks any other circuit away. The best I've ever had on 100 UF was, well, over all the years, was about 30 seconds on the most efficient one. But this one, as you can see, is still going. That's why I thought it was worthwhile to look at it again, about a decade after I last made one, and lots of us were trying to emulate the fantastic results that LaserSaber was showing. So we're carrying on now past 3 minutes, and every few seconds there'll be a flash. But the whole point of this really is to see how much we can extract out of that very tiny 100 UF capacitor. So the goal really is 5 minutes, and let's see what happens there. In a way, the preference would be for the 104 at the top right, because the light is always on, you can see it's always running, but it is, it starts to get very dim. I kind of prefer the flashing effect that this other 225 produces. Of course, different transistors, different capacitors on the front end, different ceramic capacitors. That's why I've fitted those little ports I can plug different things into. So the idea really is maybe to tweak it, maybe to see what can happen. Plus, of course, I've not changed that variable pot. I've just left it on the 2 meg setting. So yeah, hopefully I'm setting this thing up so I can do my own little experiments and see how efficient I can get things to run and make very slight changes like I did in this case. And I should say that that variable pot is actually connected to the second LED's right hand side, so the junction between the second one and the third one. And that seems, well, that does give the numbers 1 and 2 the constant light, and then all 3 it'll show flashing when it does do those flashing moments. So a very simple circuit really, but incredibly effective and a lot of fun to see running. You just tap the 9-volt battery and away it goes. So, speaking of away it goes, there went the 104, the 0.1 UF. And as we trundle here to the 5 minutes, thank you very much for watching. And do let me know if you've built these in the past or you're going to build one in the future. Anyway, thanks again. See you next time.